Hey y'all. Yes, I did say hey y'all. That is because today I am going to show you one of my favorite Southern comfort foods. Not necessarily Southern, but very comforting. And I'm a Southern gal at heart, and I thought I would share some of my comfort food with you. We all need some comfort these days, don't we? All right, today we're going to be making a chili dip that you can use as a, well, I used to use it as a party item, but I'm going to have some today for lunch, so you can have it for any occasion. It is that yummy and that versatile. What you will need is preferably a corning dish, something that's not going to, that's non-stick. You would want the one that's twice this size. If you do the full recipe, I'm doing a half recipe today. I will post the recipe down at the bottom of this post so that you guys can go back and refer to it. Very simple items included. And don't frown at me, but yes, canned chili. And you want the one that says no beans. You don't want beans in it. So if you're doing the larger size pan, you would want 2 cans of chili. I'm doing 1 for my half can. A stick of Philadelphia or whatever your favorite cream cheese is. I would prefer the whole, not the less fat cream cheese. You want to set it out on your counter for a little while, no more than 15-20 minutes, just to soften it up a little bit so that it's easier to spread. And again, for this recipe, we're going to use half. And a small can of olives, sliced. And I have drained them and just put them back in the can for the purposes of this video, but you would want to take them out of the can, drain them, and there you go. Again, we would use 2 cans for the big recipe. And a half cup of diced onion, already diced for you here, and shredded cheddar cheese. Again, you'd want to go for the whole cheese, not the part skim or whatever. It melts better. And you also should get the kind that you shred yourself. If you get the pre-shredded, it has that powder on it and it doesn't melt as good and doesn't taste as good, I don't think. So let's get to making. You don't have to, if you're using a non-stick pan, you don't need to grease it. Just the first thing you put in is your cream cheese, and you just mash it with a spoon and spread. I didn't let this sit out quite long enough, so it's a little bit harder, but it's spreading. It'll get there. And then when you have it covering the entire bottom of your pan, then you would want to add the chili, the no bean chili. Just scoop it in there. And again, just like the cheese, spread it around. There you go. And the next thing you would want to add is your onion. Half cup. If you're doing the full recipe, you would do a full cup of onion. Again, it depends on, if you are not a huge onion fan, you can do less or more if you're the opposite. And then add your olives. Again, make sure they're drained. I'm only pouring them straight out of the can because I pre-drained them and put them back. So far, it looks like this. Oops, lost a few olives there. And then last but not least, certainly my favorite part of this dish is cheese. And you're going to add a half a cup for this recipe, whole cup if you're doing the large. And I personally love cheese, so I'm going to add just another little scoop here. Again, it's your preference. And your chili dip is done. Besides cooking it, basically just heating it. You just want everything to kind of melt and get yummy all together. 350 degrees is what I set my oven to before I started making it. And just getting my gloves here. You would place it in the oven, let it cook for 10 minutes or so. Kind of look at it. You can tell when the cheese is all melted. It's about done. If you want more cheese, when you take it out, you can add a little more on top and put it back in for a minute or two just to get some freshly melted cheese on there. So, when you are done, magically, this is what it looks like when you are done. Very yummy. And to eat it, you preferably use corn chips. I like the Tostito scoops because the dip sets in there better than the flat chip, but you certainly can use the flat chips. You could eat it in a bowl and break the chips up in it. Also, the Fritos scoops are really good with this dish as well. So, guess what I'm having for lunch? Thank you for joining me with my comfort food today. I hope you get a chance to make this. Shout out to Cheryl. I did this for you because you've been asking me for this recipe for a long time. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day.